Every high performer is running a secret deficit, and it's not on their bank statement. We've been trained to audit our profit and loss statements, our quarterly projections, our portfolio yields. We know exactly how much money we're making, exactly how fast we're growing. But there's one ledger we never check: the emotional balance sheet. We celebrate the grind as an investment. We treat exhaustion like a badge of honor. We tell ourselves it's all compounding towards something better. But every investment requires capital. And in this case, the capital isn't money. It's your capacity to be present, your attention, your emotional availability. And most people are spending it without realizing they're running out. Success is a game of leverage. It always has been. You borrow energy from one part of your life to accelerate another. You borrow time. You borrow focus. You borrow emotional bandwidth. Leverage itself isn't the problem. The problem is what you're using as collateral. Most people assume the collateral is effort, or youth, or a few intense years. But quietly, without a formal agreement, the real collateral becomes your relationships, your presence at home, your patience with the people you love, your availability when no one is impressed by it. When you over-leverage your career to buy a lifestyle you're too busy to actually inhabit, you aren't winning. You're making a bad trade. You're buying assets that depreciate, status, optics, momentum, while selling the only non-renewable resource you have: your time and your attention, especially with the people who matter. The culture sells us a lie called the balanced portfolio. It promises that you can maximize income, stabilize love, and compound happiness, all at the same time. We're told that if we just optimize hard enough, if we work smart enough, if we delay gratification long enough, we can have it all by 30. But that promise misunderstands how energy works. Ambition and intimacy are not neutral assets. They both demand your best hours, your best attention, your best emotional presence. They don't want what's left over. What if this promise is actually a liquidity trap? On paper, everything looks strong. High salary, impressive title, upward trajectory. But privately, the accounts are drying up. Conversations get shorter. Patience gets thinner. Connection gets postponed. In finance, we'd call this a mispriced asset. It looks valuable until you account for the carrying costs: loneliness, burnout, emotional distance. When you factor those in, the net value is often negative. Ambition doesn't destroy your life with a bang. It does it with a whisper. A late meeting here, a canceled dinner there. You tell yourself it's temporary, just a season. But seasons turn into patterns, and patterns quietly become your permanent operating system. This is a recession no one warns you about, a quiet recession of the soul. You're operating at emotional leverage, almost available, almost present, almost there, but never fully. Most ambitious people don't lack love. They lack relational liquidity. They have the asset. They just can't spend any time on it. The relationship exists. The connection is technically intact, but it's frozen, illiquid. And over time, even strong relationships start to starve, not from neglect, but from postponement. This is how we end up with what I'll call the strategic partner, someone who fits your schedule, not your soul. Compatibility becomes logistical. Can they handle your hours, your travel, your absences? Chemistry is replaced with convenience. It's a low-risk strategy, and it delivers low emotional returns. Real intimacy doesn't scale. It can't be optimized. It can't be squeezed into gaps. It requires unproductive time, unscheduled time, time that doesn't look impressive from the outside. If you only choose relationships that fit your ambition, you might end up partnered and still completely alone. Redefining success means expanding your scoreboard, because a peak net worth is a bad trade if it costs you a bankrupt home life. Love doesn't survive on leftover energy from a 60-hour workweek. It survives on intention, presence, choice, attention, given before it's convenient. Ask yourself this: if your life stayed exactly as it is today, would love actually fit into it? If the answer is no, then this was never a life you were building. It was a deal you accepted. And on paper, it looked reasonable. But it exchanged what mattered most for what looked impressive. That's a bad trade. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Welcome to the audit.